Welcome back to the morning show. It's time for food facts.
That's right. Registered dietitian Laura Jacob with Christie Clinic is making grilled portobello mushroom burgers. Laura, where do we even start with this? This looks so good.
Well, you get about 4 portobello mushrooms. Try to get the smaller ones, otherwise they're going to take up, they're going to be bigger than the bun. But you would want to start with marinade. We'll start your grill going so it's kind of heating, and then you can marinate your portobello mushrooms while it's heating up. You've got olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and about 2 cloves of garlic minced up. So I'm just going to throw that in there. I've already got some on the grill cooking and ready to go. So you would just kind of whisk that together and pour it over in a shallow dish. Your red onions and portobello mushroom caps. You want to actually remove the stem because it stays kind of firm, so that's not going to soften up very well. But you would just pour your marinade over and maybe kind of brush it around and on the bottom. And then when the grill is ready, just put them on the grill. I've got some over here already. So these ones are done. So they're kind of nice and browned, and this one is in the process. And then you want to grill it top side down first and then flip it over, because this liquid really kind of comes up from the bottom, from the gills, and that you want to, so when you finish that side, then you can flip it over, and some of that liquid is going to drop down so it's not too liquidy on your bun. So there's that one. And then when it's about done, you can throw on a piece of provolone if you like, and let that melt a little bit. And here I have a finished one up here on a whole wheat bun. It's kind of a nice size for the bun. If it's a really big one, you might want to cut it in half, because it would just be a little too big probably, unless you really like it that way. I grilled some onions as well at the same time, so got some grilled onions there on the bun, and maybe a slice of tomato. Some other things you might do, cracked black pepper on there for a little extra flavor, maybe some nice fresh baby greens, or some sliced up fresh basil would be lovely. So that's about it, and then it's ready to eat. You might serve it with some grilled pineapple, which would be really tasty and sweet, especially sweet when you grill it, and then maybe a nice fresh green salad.
That looks delicious, Laura. And how long do you cook on each side of that portobello mushroom?
Oh, about 5 minutes, or till it gets kind of tender.
Can you explain what the health benefits are for doing something like this versus like a turkey burger or something that's, I guess, less fattening?
Absolutely. So the mushroom itself has no saturated fat at all. Plus, it's high in potassium and vitamin D, which is something that tends to be lacking in our diets. It's very low in calories. So one mushroom cap is about 40 calories, depending on how big it is. Although your olive oil obviously is going to add some fat and calories, but it is a healthy fat. And then you've got a whole wheat bun, and this is actually a very thin slice of provolone, so that's only like 40 calories. And then you've got obviously the veggies, which we all need more of. And I personally like the portobello mushroom caps better than a bean burger, just because it has a meatier texture. It's got really more of a bite to it. So it's going to be a lot lower in saturated fat than like a meat or turkey or something like that.
It looks really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
And also, I guess if you didn't necessarily want to use it as a burger, this would be a great grilled as a side, too.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. That's a great idea.
Absolutely. I've never actually had one of these, so quick little follow-up question here as well. Does this, you mentioned it does kind of have a taste like more of a burger, so for somebody who's never had this, what would you recommend to give them a try, or what would you tell them to, I guess, give a shot to get them away from just like a beef burger?
I think you just have to try it. It really doesn't taste like anything else.
Okay.
It is it's not a very strong flavor, but it does have that kind of meaty texture to it, which is nice.
Beautiful. Laura, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.